Did you ever just know something as a kid? Like, did you ever just have that feeling as a kid that when you grew up, you were going to have this thing, you were going to be this thing? My name is Brett Milletta. I'm the owner of Mindsaw, and this is my story. So my journey starts January 4th, 1996, where I get hired by the New York City Department of Correction. I'm working at a gym that's failing. Every Friday, I think it's going to close up. And I get a call at the front desk from my investigator who says, "Boy, you want this job?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Be down at 12 o'clock. I showed up at 12 o'clock with a pair of pants that was about 3 sizes too small, a white collared shirt, and a Gold's Gym jacket. And I was hired by the New York City Department of Correction. I went through the academy. I got assigned to a jail, and I was working in a jail for about 6 months, where I realized that I had to do something on my past days, my days off. So I started tinkering around with websites, and I got a laptop and started walking door to door, asking business owners if they wanted a website for $300. I would plug my computer, my laptop computer, which was about this thick, into their phone line, get on America Online, and I would not come home until I sold a website. So, for example, on Friday I sold a website, and on Saturday I would design it. This picture right here is the corner of Richmond Terrace and Port Richmond Road in Staten Island. And that bodega was the first place that I walked into to ask if they wanted a website. So I got a little business now. I'm working my 4 days for the New York City Department of Correction. On my first pass day, I'm walking door to door in my shoes that now have a hole in it, but I have a piece of cardboard that I'm putting, in between my sock and the shoe, so I could, go out for a full day. And I'm probably wearing the pants that are too tight. And I'm walking door to door with my 4-inch laptop, going on people's America Online to ask them if they want a $300 website. The problem is that I was so ahead of my time that even in 1997, while the internet had already been around for 5 years, I wasn't getting a lot of traction. I was getting a lot of people saying that this wasn't going to last, that it was a fad, and they really didn't believe in my idea. I was passionate about it. So I made a decision to just keep going. I knew that if I could sell my websites at $300 and then charge a hosting fee of $25 per month, I would eventually be a millionaire. It didn't work out that way, but at least that was my plan. So it's the year 2000. I've been walking door to door for 3 years. I built up maybe about 30 or so accounts. And I decide to open the first website design store on Staten Island, possibly in New York City. Possibly, I don't know. But definitely on Staten Island. It was the first website design store. And I wish I had a cell phone back then, because I'd have taken a million pictures, I didn't take one picture. But right here is the store. And believe me, it didn't look like that. It was really modern and beautiful. I had a really nice awning and so on. All right. So I opened the store in the year 2000, and it was nothing but headaches from the year 2000 to 2011, because my plan was the same, to sell websites. Now, at this point, I was selling them for about $1,000 or $1,500 to design and $25 per month. I had to sell a website every single week to make payroll. Every single week I had to sell a website to make payroll, because I did not have a real source of recurring income. So think about it. I'm working for the New York City Department of Correction. I'm off 2 days, and those 2 days I'm hustling. I'm making cold calls. I'm walking door to door. I'm handing out business cards. Whatever I had, I got a wrong number one time from Queens. And I said, while I have you on the phone, and I actually drove to Queens to try to sell him a website. The guy thought I was crazy. I was. But I had to make payroll every week for 11 years. I never missed payroll. And then if things weren't bad enough, September 11th, 2001 happens. And not only, was it a tragedy, and not only, were businesses affected, but I had to be down there because I worked for the emergency service unit in the New York City Department of Correction, meaning that we responded to any emergency in the city. And this was a big one. So, look, I'm not going to go into that part of my life, right? I'm not going to go into that part, but I had to try to run a business during that time also. Finally, in 2011, I find out from this guy, anybody knows who this guy is. If you know, you know. Calls me up and says, hey, look, at the time the show The Mob Wives were just coming on TV, and somebody associated with them gave me a call and said, hey, one of the people from The Mob Wives came into your store, and the guys said that, they could do work on the side, meaning after hours, for half the price. So at that point, I realized that my staff was stealing from me. Now, you got to remember something. From the year 2000 to 2011, I never had more than a couple of $100 in the bank, so I was like either $300 or $400 above in the black or $300 in the red. Like I never was, I never had like $8,000 or $9,000 where I just, I could relax for a week or two, right? I hustled. I have such extreme anxiety about going broke that even today I drive my project manager crazy. I always think that I'm this close away from that. That's my own personal problem, but I'm conditioned from 11 years of torture. So when I tell you that I went through it, but I put myself through it. So I'm working on Rikers Island, a full, really pressured job where most people at this stage are going home for 2 days and they're relaxing, and I'm waking up early in the morning making cold calls and see if I could sell a website so I could make payroll. And this went on for 11 years. And finally, I find out at the end that my second or third crew who was working for me, I find out that they were taking websites and selling them on their own. But it turns into the best thing that ever happened to me. It turns into the best thing. Let me tell you why. So I go from having 3,000 cars pass my business a day to now I'm on the third floor of a building, and nobody knows I'm there. I know quickly that I'm going to go out of business really, really soon. Right? There's no way for me to get new business. At that point, I get an email from this fellow. His name was Paul James. And he was like, hey, do you want to learn how to get in the Google Maps pack? And I was like, wow, this could be perfect. The course was $147. I followed the course, and I got in. At that point, it was the Google 7 pack. It wasn't the 3 pack. It was 7. 7 businesses were located in that. And over the weekend, I watched the course and I implemented everything that he put in. And I got in the Google 7 pack at the time. And that was a major turning point for me, because at that point, I actually learned, how to promote my clients' businesses. So this is the funny thing. Around 2012, 2013, somewhere around that point, I start making YouTube videos. You think my videos are bad now? You had to see them then. I was all like blotchy on my neck and all like I couldn't even talk. They were awful. They were so bad that I had to take them down. And I took them down for approximately 5 years. For 5 years, I thought it was better to walk door to door. I went back walking door to door, handing out business cards, making cold calls, than it was to get on YouTube. I was deathly afraid of getting on YouTube. I didn't know what to say. I choked up. It was awful until this one day. One day, I decide to make a YouTube video without showing my face. I figured that if I could just make a YouTube video and just, say what just teach what I learned, that other people will be able to just follow me the way that I followed this fellow Paul James. I had nothing to sell. It wasn't even a thought in my mind that I could get business from making a YouTube video. It was only because I had learned something that was working for me. I wanted to teach other people at no cost because I knew the struggle that I was going through. And I knew other people would be going through that struggle as well. And if they were able to get a video at no charge and help, and I was able to help them, I knew I was doing something good. So I created the video and I put it up on my personal channel, Brett Moletta. That was going to be a channel for all things that I liked. SEO, boxing, hockey fights, drawing, nonsense, guitar, just stuff that I like. And I was going to put SEO up on it as one of the things I did. And I put it up on the channel. When I put it up on the channel, I left it up there for about a year. This was around 2016, 2017. And it got about 100 views. Nobody made a comment. I didn't get any emails. And that was that. One morning, I woke up and I got the video, right? I went downstairs and I saw the video and I was like, let me delete this. No, nobody cares about this. This is another failure. This is another failure. Why do I need to keep that up? It wasn't bothering anybody. Nobody saw it. Nobody commented. It was nothing. But for some reason, I felt like I had to delete it. Nobody cared about it. I had it up for about a year. So I took the video. I went to the video, and to my back end of my YouTube channel, but I didn't know how to delete it. And there was a thing for download. So I figured, okay, if I just maybe they mean just download it on my desktop and then it's off YouTube or something. But all it did was really make a copy of it. But I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, I get the video, I download it on my desktop, and here's the thing that changed my life. It was a mistake. I'm looking at the video file on my desktop. And I was about to delete it, and I said to myself, let me put it on my Mindsaw channel. I had no videos on the Mindsaw channel, but let me just upload it to that channel and see what happens before I delete it. There's a fork in the road. You're gonna go left or you're gonna go right. And you're going right, but at the last second you just cross over. You just go to the left. That's what I did. I just made a decision. I said, let me upload it. Okay, who cares? That video got 40,000 views. That video got 40,000 views. I got business from all over the world. That video changed my life. I get emotional because I almost deleted it. I'm telling you, I was 1 second away from deleting it. And I uploaded it. And I was still so scared to make more videos. It took me another year to make another video. even though I was getting calls from it. My project manager saying, hey, man, we got a call from Australia. We got a call from Canada. You know? Sorry about that. But he's like, hey, man, this is working. Hey, man, I'm sorry. I had to take a half hour. You know, a lot of people helped me in my life. You know, and I just started thinking about all the people that helped me get to this point. And now we're doing really, really good. And this video isn't about me and how good I'm doing. It's really about you. I want you to take this as a lesson for you, not to give up, to help other people. And for most of all, be good to your wife. Be good to your kids. Clean up around the house. Take the dog out. Take out the garbage. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot.